Before this year ends, you need to drop the luggage. Yes, drop all the luggage. I'm not just talking about physical luggage. I'm talking about mental luggage, emotional luggage that we carry on a yearly basis. But at this video, the luggage is going to be dropped, guys. And I'm encouraging you to watch the video all the way through so that way you can find out what are those 4 luggages that I'm about to mention to you that you need to drop before the year 2019 ends. So that way you can live your best life. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. First, before I start off, I would like to say thank you. I have officially reached 100 subscribers, and I know that's not a lot, but it's still a milestone, and I want to celebrate it, and I want to celebrate it with you guys. So thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed yet and you're watching my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see when my next video if you want to see more of my channel. Now let's get to the video. In my video on how to pack your bag like a minimalist, a lot of people were excited about packing minimal and carrying very little stuff when it comes to luggage and traveling light. And it brought this question to mind. How many people are traveling like minimalists in their luggage and their physical stuff, but mentally and emotionally are carrying baggage? And today I'm going to be covering 4 types of luggage that we all tend to carry in our lives at some point. So the first type of luggage I'm going to be talking about is negative luggage. People who just bring drama, people who love to gossip, people who just everything about them is negative and it's not adding to your life. And not only that, negativity that you also carry as well. Sometimes we carry negative thoughts, or we're not happy with ourselves, or we don't think we're good enough, or whatever it is that you internally are dealing with that are negative energy and not helping you to move forward in life. It's something that you should also address and maybe see a counselor or talk to someone about, how you feel, someone who can handle some of what you're feeling. I don't think you understand how much having negativity in your life can create so much baggage and weigh us down. And I had one time where I had a friend who was always negative. They went through so much in their life and nothing was never positive. Everything that they went through, whether it's good, happy, or sad moments, no matter what stage they were in their life, there was always something negative they would draw out of it instead of positive. And I didn't notice it right away, but then over time I started to realize that when I'm around this person, I felt like negative. I didn't feel positive energy. I wasn't motivated. A lot of times we think we need to help somebody, but we might not have the capabilities to be able to help that person. If you know it's out of your means or out of your reach, or out of your scope of expertise to be able to help somebody with something that is weighing them down, it's not your job to try to take on that task if you don't know how to. You can do more damage to that person and to yourself and to your family if you're trying to help someone with their negative baggage and you don't know how to do it. So it's best to help that person out by seeking out the proper help that they need. So the second luggage or bags that I think you need to drop before the year 2020 is expectations. And you're probably thinking, expectations, what do you mean? Now, when I say expectations, I mean the idea of what you thought was going to happen. A lot of times we're held back in life because of what we thought would happen in life, or what we had a boyfriend and we were dating for a very long time, and my expectation was that we were going to be married and we were going to have a beautiful life and we're going to be together forever. And when it didn't happen and it fell apart and we broke up, I held on to the guilt and the stress of my expectations because I expected that this is how my life would have gone. I expected that I would have had kids by this age. I expected I would have been married by this age. I expected I would have graduated school by this age. So the idea of expectation of what you thought would have happened can a lot of times hold us back in life, because we put a certain standard to where we need to be, but life doesn't work that way. And once I was able to figure that out, and once I drew closer to Christ, some of you guys may not know that I am a Christian and I am a Christ follower. And once I drew closer to God and drew closer to Christ and started realizing that his expectations for me was better than what I had in mind for myself, I was able to rest in the idea that, you know what God has for me is a whole lot better than what I think will be best for myself. Because I realized as I lived through life, the more I had expectations, or I thought things should have gone this way and I held on to it, and I harbored the feeling and anger of not having it go my way, the more I became more upset, the more it made it harder for me to move on in life, because I was still holding on to the expectation of what I thought should have happened. And if you're in that position today or in 2019, I recommend that you search deeply or seek counseling or talk to somebody, or if you have a higher power like I do, which is Christ, lean on him or lean on whoever it is that you know that can help you talk through some of those expectations, and realize that at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. And in my case, again, everyone is different. In my case, I realized that Christ is the leader of my life. He's the head of my life. So if things don't go the way I expected to do, if things don't go the way I expected it would go, at the end of the day, I might weep or cry for a moment, and then I get over it and I say, you know what, God, not my will be done, but yours. So that's my biggest tip when it comes to living a life of expectations and thoughts, because it can really haunt us and drag us in our lives, and not allowing us to move forward to better things that are waiting for us in the future. All right, number 3 that I think is the biggest luggage in a lot of people's lives, or I've seen over the years, both in my life and other people's lives, that has hold them down with a lot of luggage and baggage over the years, is the past. Holding on to past situations or past events that are holding you down now because you're still sad about it, or you're still upset about it, and it's not serving your now, and it's not serving what you're going to have in your future. It's something you should start thinking about how you can let that go. And I say that in the sense that a lot of times you might have something negative in your past, like maybe someone passed away, or you applied for a job and you never got it, and you had expectations that you were going to make a lot of money in it, or whatever the situation may be. You know what it is in your life that you've had in your past that is still haunting you today. I know there's people who have things in their past that is haunting them today, and they're unable to live their life now. You cannot be haunted by your past, because if you're still being haunted by your past, it's making it impossible for you to live now, and also to live in the future and be who you are supposed to be. And I'm assuming that's something positive, going in the right direction. And I say that in the sense, just like I was saying in my last example, that I had an expectation that my ex-boyfriend would be together forever and we would get married and have kids or whatever. If I was still holding on to that idea and the grudge, or still being upset about not having it go the way that I wanted to go and us parting ways, I would have never met my husband now. So if you just let go, and I'm not saying you're going to forget. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying when you drop the luggage of the past, I'm not saying that you're going to forget automatically. I'm just saying don't let your past hold you hostage in the present, so that way you can be able to live your life and be who you need to be in the future. And I say that because I've seen it so many times where someone's past haunts them and can ruin their lives and ruin the lives of others around them. And it becomes a toxic situation to be around that person. So one thing I will say, before the year 2020 arrives, I want you to sit down and evaluate what's in your now that is holding you back because of the past. And I want you to think about, what can I do, or what measures can I take to be able to get healing from my past, so that way I can finally let it go and let go of the feelings and let go of the anger and let go of the pain to be able to move forward. And again, I'm not saying you're going to forget, but just making the decision to say that, you know what, I'm not going to let it hold me hostage anymore in 2019. I'm going into 2020 and I'm going to be my best self. So the fourth baggage and luggage that I think you need to let go in 2019 before the year over is guilt. Let go of guilt. Guilt of what people think of you. Guilt of who you think you need to be for others. Guilt for not being there for your kids because you're working hard. You need to let go of guilt. The moment that I decided that I wanted to stop pleasing other people and doing what I wanted to do, that's when my life started. And a lot of times as women, we feel like, or men, but I'm speaking to the women on this channel, a lot of times as women, we feel the need that we have to please everyone. We have to please our kids. We have to please our husband. We have to please our school classmates. We have to please our business. We have to please our customers. We have to please everybody, and we have to be superwoman to everyone. But sometimes you have to know what your priorities are, what's most important to you, what's most important to your family. That way you can be the best person you need to be for the people you're trying to please. And I'm not saying to abandon your family, abandon your friends, and abandon your children or whatever. What I'm saying is that know when to say no. And don't feel guilty about saying it. Once you've gathered yourself and you're okay with where you at, that you can pour into others. You can't pour into others if you yourself is falling apart. And it's okay to know that you're not superwoman and you can't be there for everybody and you can't be at every place. If something is not serving a purpose or a need for you right at that moment, but you have other priorities that are taking up your space, don't try to do it all like I used to do. I used to try to be superwoman. I felt like if I had the talent, I had the skills, I can bring it to the table because that's what I do. I have the skills and the talent, right? Why am I not sharing these skills and talents with everyone who asks of me? Isn't that what God brought me on this earth, to serve others? Wrong. Not wrong, but wrong in the sense that, yes, just because I have the talents and I have the skills don't mean I have to run myself to the ground and serve everyone without taking care of myself and not first making sure that I got my stuff together and that I'm taken care of before I take care of others. Because in the end, what's going to happen to you, you're going to end up feeling like you're helping others and you're falling apart and there's no one there to help you. So that's why I say, don't feel guilty. Don't let anyone make you feel like you should be guilty or feel guilty for not doing for them at a time where you feel like you're not able. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, every time there's something going on, you got to use this excuse and never participate in anything. I feel that there's a balance. There has to be a balance between catering to your friends and your family and your loved ones, and also catering to yourself. I'm not saying to abandon one or the other because that's not healthy as well. God has made us to be able to socialize and, to live social lives, to be able to live with other people. So I'm not saying to isolate yourself and only be to yourself. I'm just saying, when you know you need that time to yourself, no matter how long it takes you to get yourself together and recuperate and get you back, that's all that matters. You don't have to be on someone else's timeline or what they feel like your timeline should be. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's definitely worth the try. Now, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you like this video, share it with everyone you know, so that way, if they are in need of these tips and dropping some luggage, let them know by sharing this video with them. All right, guys, see you on the next video.